domain home, that is, we'll say it's a base domain's home. So in that one, we'll be seeing another directory called config directory. Okay, which is the important one of the important, not not to forget this one. So we have typing. We will see this one. The remaining directories we will see whenever we are working with those particular activities. Okay, so it's a configured XML. It's like central repository. How we have NAPs. We have it's like context. Environment specific settings will be there. Okay, you change there and you do the auto configure. Similar, it's not exactly that. So it's like a part of your domain where it has complete information about the configurations in the domain. Okay. So when you come down. So when you come down, just this is the one where see system, it is going to show you that your security implementation. Something is happening. So this is your MyRealm. Right, is open. MyRealm is the one where you will be having your security authorizations. That means your username and passwords. And the minimum password character length, you can change it. As we discussed that it is 8 characters, so it is there. And the minimum specific, the special characters, that is whether it's a numeric or a special character, there should be at least one numeric or special character. Okay, and your passwords will be there. So we'll see how they are encrypted, all those things in a couple of minutes time. And if you see here, the important activities are these things. Your server. This is our server information. Okay, when you see this one, we created yesterday an admin server. Okay, and it is SSL. So it is going to show you that whether it's your SSL configurations are enabled or not. So if you see here SSL configuration, okay, and your listener port, that is your your listener address, that is your specifically your that machine where that particular address admin server is running. This is your IP address of that particular machine where your admin server is running. Okay, and when you come down, you will be having production mode is true. Okay, so all these things are written. I mean, they are captured here. Okay, so this is your out of your configuration. Tomorrow, I add another server, add another machine, move one server, I change configurations. So all these are going to be affected here. Okay, so these things are very important to understand about your domain. So when you go in organization and see, so not much KT to be given about the machines and all those things like other apps environments. So the configured XML file will be there. So all the domain configurations will be here in the configured XML file. Okay. The other important thing is your bin directory. Okay, so where this is a file, this is the directory where your server startup and shutdown. Okay, so we discussed that the domain will have servers. So to start servers and shut down servers, we need to have some scripts, right? So those scripts are given in this particular bin file, which is available in the domain home. That is our base domain home. Okay, so every domain has their own startup and shutdown scripts that affect the servers in that domain. So just remember, like how to remember the path. Server startups will be in the domain, specific to domain, because once a server belongs to only one domain. So that server, if you want to start up, so the startup script will be in the domain home. Okay, and so these are the scripts. Okay, you have start weblogic.sh and you have start weblogic.sh and you have start managed weblogic.sh and stop managed weblogic.sh. First we will see what is this start weblogic.sh. So this is a script to start your admin server. Okay, we have already created one admin server, and even though it's an admin server, we have to start it so that we can log into the console and do the operations. So to start that one, first we have to do // start weblogic.sh, press enter. So it is going to start all your activities. That means, see here at the top, this one is here again. Your WebLogic start mode equal to, that is server startup mode equal to there. Your activities are going to be started. Okay, and one by one we'll see them in depth slowly, but don't worry about what is happening at the moment. Okay. Okay, there will be different stages will be there. I will show you one by one. Okay, now here it is going to ask you the admin status, username and password. So specifically, when in interviews they will be asking you what is the difference between production mode and the development mode. The first thing is you have to tell about the JDKs and how the server startups will be affected by the JDKs and performance. Then, so what it is going to do in the production mode is to start your servers, because production mode is something where it is meant for production, that is for real activities. So to start up any server, shut down any server, it is going to ask you the password. Okay, so on the production mode, the passwords will be asked, but in the development mode, the passwords are not asked. So why they are not asked, we will see in a couple of minutes time. Okay, so you have to enter the admin's password, which we have entered yesterday, that is WebLogic, and we have given WebLogic 01. So you see, we are entering the username and passwords, right? But in a real time, suppose you are administering around some around, for example, 15, 20 admins are domains are there. 20 domains are there. In that one, you have admin servers are there. You have managed servers are there. So whether it's admin server or a managed server, when the domain is configured to start in the production mode, every server, whether it is shutting down or starting up, it will be asking you to enter the username and password for that. Okay, so what it is going to do is, okay, it is going to enforce you the security. Okay, so suppose you have 5 servers in each domain and you are managing 20 domains, so that means 100 servers will be there. So every time you start those servers, so you have to type, you have to enter the username time, which is going to be very pain, right? So that is why we have to create some shortcut. Okay, so what is the shortcut? We will see that one. That means instead of we are entering the values manually, way to bypass that one. Okay, so that one is called your boot.properties file. So what is that boot.properties file? So what it is going to do is when the server is starting up at this stage, so it has asked you for the username and password right at here. So here, so at this moment, it is going to first going to check for a file called boot.properties file. So if it is not available, then only it is going to ask you for username and password. Okay, if it is available, it is going to check the username and password which is in that file, and it is going to pick the username and password from that file. Okay, so in that way, what it is going to happen is, it is going to read the contents straight away from the from that file, instead of we are entering the username and passwords. But the same booted properties file is created automatically in the development mode. We need not to create it. So that's the difference between your production mode and your development mode. The booted properties file is automatically created by the servers itself when they are configured in development mode. But in the production mode, we have to enter the username and passwords in the booted properties file. Otherwise, it is going to ask you every time you start up and also you shut down also. Okay, so
And
now
Venkat, what is the location of that file? Boot.properties file.
which one? Yes, we are going to do that one. Now, so actually I have started the server, right? So now I'm going to stop the server. Then we will go to booted properties. Okay, say, so this is the command to shut down your admin server. Okay, so stop weblogic.sh, just press enter. So you see here, it is asking again for the WebLogic administrators. I mean, now the username and password again. WebLogic and WebLogic 01 username passwords. So it is connect. So it is shutdown. Okay. So this is the one, the command to start up and shut down your admin server. Then when you are asking how to create the boot install, which I am going to come. So go back to the domain home. Okay, just I am clearing this. Okay, ls. Actually here the servers directory. So that means when you just straight away create the domain, you are not going to see the servers directly. So you should start at least one of the server, then only your servers directory is going to be created. In that one, you start your admin server directory will be coming up. And if you start manage servers, then only those directories are visible to you. Till that time, they are not available. Okay. So cd go to servers. In that one, we see you have admin server directory is created. Okay, tomorrow I have server 1, server 2, server 3, for example. I might be creating the servers, but unless until you start those servers, they are not visible here. Suppose I have started server 1, so that is coming here, but server 2, server 3 are not available because we didn't start them yet. That means first time when you start it, then only the directory is going to be created here, and the corresponding files are created in that particular server name. Okay, go to admin server and see here. So you will be having some activities. So we will see them later. Our main aim is to create a booted properties file, which is important. Now here you have to create a directory called mkdir. Okay, and mkdir security. The directory. Go to that security directory. Okay, and just say we boot the properties file. We are going to create a boolean properties file, and in that one just enter that username equal to WebLogic, password equal to WebLogic 01. So do this one and just save it. Okay, now so just I'm going to cancel it. Now I'm going to start the WebLogic domain again. Now we can start in no-hop mode, as you know that because there is no introduction in the middle. Okay, so before that,
looks like
yes,
you
yes.
spelled password wrong, so
Yeah.
it might not come up. So
Okay, 1 second, let me check that. So WebLogic 01, that's right. Yeah?
no, I meant password PASS.
Yes, yeah, I'm good. That's good. That's good. So anyways, even that could show you, okay, yeah, that could have shown you one of the troubleshooting issue. Okay, let me do, because anyways you showed that one. Yeah. Okay. So what he's saying is, my guy, that W is also having mistake, so we'll say that TSS D. Okay, yeah, that's good. So we stop and hang up, and it is going to create a log there at that time. So we should have done that one, so no issues, so it's okay. So I will tell you that the troubleshooting issue, one of the issues comes here. So username is WebLogic and password here, right? So save that. Now I'm going to start no-hop mode. Okay, no-hop mode, when you know that, it runs on server level. Yes, we will come to that. We will come to that. Yeah. Okay, so it's like log mode, as you know, is server mode. Like it helps you, like session. So the servers running the background. Okay, because unless until you create your bootload properties file, you cannot run your start weblogic.sh or any startup script in the background because it is going to ask you for your username and password. So that's why you create your bootload properties file. Then it helps you to run your servers in your in the monolith mode. Okay, so now we will be starting servers. Okay, separate. Tile hyphen nav nav dot. Okay, see here guys, storing boot identity in the file. So the file is in the servers. You have admin server. Okay, in that admin server you have it is running very fast here. So here in the stage which before, what it does is it is asking me for user and password. Now it is actually going to the file is there or not. When it is the file is available at boot of this file. So what it is going to do, it is going to storing boot identity. So what is this storing boot identity? We have to check that. Okay. So storing boot identity in the file. Then open this where it is. So Anil was asking for the encryption. So it does by itself. So the username and passwords are straight away changed into the encryption. Okay, so that's what it is going to do at that stage. So what it is going to do is first time. So every time when you start the servers, it is going to check your bootload properties file if it is available, encrypted or not. So if it is not encrypted, it is going to encrypt straight away. So that is the step it is going to do it here. It is going to encrypt your username and password. Okay, so this bootload properties file is encrypted and the values will be stored into the same file. Then it's going to start your action. And when you see them, there will be different stages in the server startup. We see here, so unless until your bootload properties are validated, the server from starting stage to it will be in standby. So when the user and password are validated from starting, again it comes to starting mode, and here your admin directory, admin stage will be there. So what is this admin stage? Okay, this stage is called where your applications will be deployed. Okay, so all your applications are deployed. That means whatever the applications already there in the server, so they are going to be deployed onto the server at the server startup time. Okay, so what happens is if there are any issues with the deployments, that is like I have some issues with the database, JDBCs or some applications, your servers are going to be in admin state and the health will be failed. So that means you need to do some activities. Administrator should work on it so it won't start the server. So it will be in admin mode where this admin mode is available only for administrators. Okay. Then after performing the recovering activity, so when they start it, the admin server will coming, it will go to running mode. So they will be asking you when which scenarios the admin mode will be activated when you start a server. During the server startup time, so the deployment, that is, there will be some default deployments there, there will be some your own application related deployments are there. So those deployments will be deployed onto the server. So during that time, if there are any issues with the deployments, suppose you are trying to deploy one application which is corrupted or some of the files are missing, whatever it is not following standards. So it is going to throw error and going into admin. So then you are to log into admin console and do your activities. So that's why you see before admin mode itself, your admin server's context, that is your console is initiated. That means body the console. So if your server starts only in admin mode, okay, still they can access your console. From there, administrators will perform some recovery activities and then will start the server. From there it will be going into your resuming stage. From resuming stage, it is going to straight away into the running. Okay, and from the resuming, if you see here, it is going to do related to your SSLs. So if you see these things, so it is going to see like loading identity certificates, so the demo certificates. So that means as we discussed, when we are configuring the domain, we have configured normal port 7001 for admin server and SSL port for 7002 for admin server, right? And when in the production mode, if you are using demos, that means by default the domains are going to use demo certificates. That means which are already available in the JRocket. So we'll see them at the end of the course. So the certificate are going to use by default demo. We have to configure to our own certificates. That is the ones which we get from Verizon and whoever it is, GeoTrust, all those service providers. In the production mode, it is going to you are using your demo certificates in the production mode, but it is not going to show this message in your development mode. Yes, that's also one of the difference. Okay, just remember them when the interviews they will be asking basic questions. And see here at the end, it's 7001 is open for plain listening, that is normal listening, and all your SSL secure listenings will be coming on 7002, that is HTTPS, LDAPS, all those things. Okay. Now, then afterwards, it is going to running mode, which we are with production. The server is running in production mode. So this way, it is going to do a lot of activities. Okay. And at the top, first we have to see some of the things which are important. To see here, the memory parameters. Yeah. Yes.
Just a question regarding the boot.properties file. I mean, in case the boot.properties file gets corrupted or something, right? So how do we recover that?
Always we have to take the backup. Also, if it is lost, generally what we do is the same boot properties will be in different servers, right? We can copy it back again.
So because every server. Once the server is up, you can't change the values back, right? Like put the actual values, WebLogic. Right?
Yes, if they are corrupted, then fine. But if you forget, that also one scenario. So simply what we do is, instead of doing that one, we can copy from other server and do it here. Or you can
manage server?
Yes, because all our servers should have that boot properties file. Or you can create your own thing, and when you restart the server, it is going to again encrypt that one.
Okay, yeah, thanks.
Okay, so two options, but the option which I told you is actually in the interviews perspective, don't tell that one, but it is not but in the real time we do the same thing, but they will tell you, is it a good practice? That is actually not a good practice. The one which you told is the good practice, that you have to create again the file and you restart the server, then it is good. And
okay. Yeah.
Okay, when we are into the things, we can do anything, because that is what we do, guys. We will manage the things. Okay. And if you see here, a Java memory argument, that means, as we discussed, that each server runs as an instance, that is WebLogic server instance. That is running like one JVM, that is one process is running. Okay, if you search with with PSF grep, you will get a process ID for your admin server. In the same way, every server will be running with separate process. So that for the JVM to run, for that process ID, there is some memory allocated for that. So that memory is given as 512 MB. So we can change those parameters. So we'll see them in perform in the server installation step. Okay. And so class path and path will use tools will be there. At that time we are going to use them. So and it is a thing where you are in which mode your admin server is running. So this is happen for each and every server, whether it's admin server or managed server. Okay, so tomorrow also if you start manage server, so to manage server, any manage server also, same activities it is going to do in every step. Okay, and come down and it is going to show you here. See, it is going to use your Oracle JRocket as your JDK. Okay, so it is using JRocket. You can see which whether it is using your JRocket or your SunJDK. You can see it from here itself in the server log start log file. Okay, and the path. So the JRocket path is there and memory parameters and hyphen d weblogic.m. This is very important parameter when you want to see what I'm going to do is ps hyphen pf grep. Okay. So in the same way, you grab for any other server, there can be too many things coming up, but you want to check, okay, this process, whether this process belongs to admin server or not. So for that, if you see here, the name will be there, hyphen dweblogic.name equal to admin server. You have to check this one. So then only you will know that, okay, this belongs to my admin server. Okay, and if you see it here, your hyphen d weblogic.production mode enabled equal to true. Okay, so these things are actually are dynamically allocated parameters. Internally, the WebLogic server is going to check them. Okay, and also your WebLogic server's home. That means WebLogic home. We discussed that hyphen d weblogic.home is your WebLogic server's home. Okay, so these are things you have to just see them the parameters. So when you want to kill any server process, so you have to check that whether this belongs to your admin server or maybe some other managed server. So accidentally if you kill that, so you are going to be in a big problem, right? So this hyphen d weblogic.name gives you your actual the server name. Can find out which server is having that process. Now we have started the server. Now we want to log in into the admin's console because admin will have a console from where he is going to activate. Okay. So open the browser and all your server time of the server startup. So the log files will be generated. So we have to see that one. First we'll see it later. But again, see, we'll be having logs directory. Okay, you have your actual admin server's log file. That is your server name.log file. So there are acts.log, all these things we'll see in the log, separate logs, there is a session there. We'll discuss it later. And coming to here, so in sometimes when you're practicing, you'll be having some issues like there is there is a log in the admin server and it says that it cannot get the log. Okay, and I will show you the scenario. I'm going to use say that rm-rf. So first I will so if you see this stop command, so now it is not going to ask you the username. Straight away it is picking up from the file with user ID WebLogic. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is again, okay. So I'm going to start the node manager, sorry, the WebLogic server again. Now go down. See here, because it is actually trying to find this directory name called security, right? But I have renamed it to security one. Now I can't enter because this is in a no-hop mode. So what should I do? Then if I say Control C, okay, but still, now what I'm going to do is again, okay, I'm going to move again security 1 to security. That means I have renamed it again. And to show to you more clearly, so I'm not running in no-hop mode, so that you will get some idea. So see here, unable to get the file log will return. That means why it is happening is it has already initiated when the server instance is, that means when you fire that command, so it is going to put log file, LCK file is going to be created. So unless until we have stopped in the middle, that means you have stopped in the middle. So that means you didn't kill your previous process created. So either you have to kill that one or you have to remove this log. So where is this log file? So this is a scenario where you will be getting the practice. So just it's a thing. So when it says log, we will retry. Just go there and in the temp directory. So you'll be having a local file. Just remove that log file and just kill that and ps -ef FSC is already running. Okay, so what you have to just you have to kill that one also. Kill -99319. Sorry. Okay, now just we'll straight away start. So just to show you that how get rid of your that log retry. Let's say the started. So it has done. So this is how you have to do the troubleshooting of when you start your server. Okay. Yeah. Shutting down, it won't, you don't have any issues. You will shutting down, you don't have any issues. So the lock will be removed. That's it. When you start it, and when you shut it down, the lock is removed automatically. So here I'm entering some /console. So my logic admin console is there. See here the machines IP address, the port number where your admin service is running, and the console. The console, that is the context name where you should access your admin server, and just say enter, and it is going to ask you for user and password. Enter admin's user and password, enter login. Okay, so it is your admin console. Okay, where you can see different activities. So we'll see the overview and we'll start actual things tomorrow. Okay, see here, your domain name is there. That means admin server is for this particular domain. That means your base underscore domain. The name of the domain for which your server is being created. Okay, and so what is this screen? As we discussed that a domain is a collection of your resources and your services and your machines, all those things, deployments. So see here, we have the resources. like your clusters, servers, machines, and other supporting activities. This is your domain, so how it is going to be deployments where you are going to have your applications. So your applications will be in your deployment and your services are means like your messaging, that is your JMS server, that is Java messaging services are there, and your data sources. Data sources are like where you can configure for your JDBC connections. Okay, so these are all your belonging to this particular specific domain. So whatever you are going to create here, you can create like new. So that means you can create data source that belongs to only this domain. So just you have to remember that one. And now click on environment plus symbol and go to servers. Click on servers. You will see the list of servers which are available for this domain in this domain. And we have at the moment only one admin server there, and the state is running and the health is okay, that's fine, and the listener code is 7001. Okay, and how to see the health of all the servers. So when you come down, you can see this system status. So how many are overloaded, how many are in critical state, okay, or how many fail warning. So you can see here itself, here also, or you can see it here itself. Okay, so all the servers in your domains are stored here. Okay, this is the hierarchy of your complete domain level. And before that, just tomorrow we have to see this one also, the log quantity. So log quantity means once we are about to do some activities. So see here, new, clone, delete, these are all disabled by default. So when you acquire, when you see the log quantity, click on that one, we are able to create a server, or you can delete or clone the server. So this means that you are going to acquire it. So we'll see that tomorrow. So the procedure to do any changes to. So when you want to change your domain configurations, you can log in so that there is a reliability of the configurations. Okay. So this one we will see tomorrow. So what is log and edit and how to create servers, all those things we will see them tomorrow. Okay. Okay, guys, any questions on today's class? Hello.
No, Venkat, everything okay.
Okay, so I mean, we go a bit slow till we come to the finishing of your load manager concept. Okay, so then afterwards we can go a bit not faster, but because in the initial stage it will be a little bit hard because it's a complete new test. And when you come to new technology for everyone. Okay, so we'll see that we go a bit slow so that we are clear about what is happening. So that's what you have to know. So it is not domain we are going to start. It is the servers we are going to start up. The domain will be like logical naming. Okay, the startup and shutdowns will be doing on the servers. Okay, and the servers will be running with their corresponding deployments, except your admin server where it is going to run only your sorry, it is doing only the monitoring activities or admin activities. Basically, in the development mode, we can give only admin server because clients are not going to access, right? It's only the developers are going to access. Only 10, 20, 30, that's it, right? So the deployments are started, that's why they give auto deploy so that they straight away be deployed onto your admin server. Okay? Yeah. Okay, that's it for today, guys. We'll see tomorrow to create manage servers and get the how to edit, how to change configurations to your domain. Okay, guys. See you tomorrow. Bye. Okay. Any questions? Please get prepared and ask tomorrow. Yeah. Thanks. Bye. Yeah, bye.